In the Pac-12, 4 o'clock Eastern start time here on Fox, Oregon, a 6.5-point road favorite at Washington State, over under about 57.5. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I have a ticket on Oregon minus 5.5 before it rose. So good closing line value, but I'm a little worried because Pullman is a surprisingly difficult place to play. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's surprisingly annoying to get to as well.
Yeah, it's impossible to get to. My goodness. And it's the Power 5 smallest stadium, I believe, with just over 30,000. It's in that 32,000-ish range. But Washington State has some terrific home field advantage, especially when they're hosting a team like Oregon. So that makes me a little nervous. I have seen this number touch 7. It's now back down below that. So I think 7 is going to be that magic number where there's some buyback on Washington State. I think people are going to buy into Washington State because of their performance against Wisconsin. I'm imploring people, don't look at their Wisconsin game and look at Oregon and be like, oh, same thing. No, so Oregon runs with speed. They dominate the run game. They dominated BYU with speed on the edge. Washington State was able to shut down Wisconsin's run game because they don't have speed at the edge. They were just running Braylon Allen between the guards every other play for like 2.2 yards a carry. I was at that game. It was extremely frustrating for Wisconsin fans. Oregon and Washington are not the same team. So I implore people to just be a little bit cautious with that. And the other thing that I like about Oregon is that they were just terrific against zone defense last week. And BYU's defense is pretty good. They were throwing the ball at 18.2 yards per completion, 31.6% explosive play rate. That's just outrageous against zone. And Washington State ran almost exclusively zone against Wisconsin. Now, maybe that was a game plan because they wanted to keep everything in front of them, limit the big plays downfield, and really kind of funnel the run. But they were loading the box with 8 guys. So they were running fire zones with 4 guys kind of bailing in coverage there. So I like Oregon in this matchup. But again, the location does worry me a little bit.
ESPN FPI has this line about right if you take into account home field advantage for Washington State. So to Gibbons' point, he liked it at 5.5, but we're at a stopping point here. I think it sounds like at that 6.5, 7 number for Oregon being a road favorite here in a sneaky tough place to play in the Pac-12.